G'day, this is a poem. It's a story which is about Katie, the previous life's lady. So here it goes. Now this is a bit of a vision. You know how people get visions of, bad things happening? Well, this is her vision, and that might be the reason why she became a previous life's lady, be able to explain what previous lives were. In 1959, Tommy Harcourt got kidnapped at the age of 11 in Kiama while on a family holiday. And 2 years later, Bradley's spouse was born, and his life was very good. But when he turned 11, weird things began to happen. Like Bradley tied himself up and his older brother in his room when his parents were out for the night. I tied himself and his older brother when his parents went out for the night. And after that, he threatened his older brother with death to not tell the adults. But really, Bradley knew he was just fooling around. His brother was very worried, and he had to tell his parents, but he made them not tell Bradley, and the chemistry was weird every time Bradley entered the room. The rest of the childhood was really weird, and as his parents were trying to avoid bringing up the tie-up night. And Bradley started to hassle his brother a bit, because he sort of thought that he told, but denies it. And Bradley said to him, "Shut up, okay? Or you are dead." And after his brother got married and Bradley moved in with his best friend, things were pretty weird. When his parents came over and they kept on bringing up the tie-up incident when he was 11, but Bradley was too scared to go and hassle his brother for telling and tried to fix things a bit. So he went on the internet and found Katie and Bernard's site and said in the Contact Us column that he caused a lot of problems for his mum and dad and his older brother. And he wants to sort the whole thing out. So Katie said that she isn't a psychiatrist. She only helps if the matter is related to something that wasn't in your current life. And if you want me to help you mend what happens between you and your family, I ain't trained in that kind of field. But Bradley said he, at the age of 11, he started to hear evil words that he had never heard before. And then he started to worry about where these words are coming from and are they somehow related. So Katie asked what those words were saying, and he said that he remembers being kidnapped by a masked stranger, and he has never been snatched, and this made him sort of terrorize the family. He didn't mean to, but he can't figure that out. Then Katie asked when he was born, and when he told her, she started to tell him about a similar kidnapping case 3 years before he was born. So he told Bradley the story, and yes, everything matched up. And Bradley remembered everything from that life, the good and the bad times, including the kidnapping and murder. And the stupid part about it, if he is still alive, and if he ever escaped from jail, he would go after another 11-year-old boy or girl. And Bradley went into the jail and asked to see him. And then he said to him that he is a total cunt. Not saying I am regretting my life at the moment, but I can tell you one thing. You might have killed Tommy Harcourt back then, but you missed, because in life there is numerous lives that everyone has, and I am Tommy Harcourt. You see, my soul is here. And then Bradley explained the whole story of what Tommy dealt with in his evil hands. The kidnapper was worried and tried to kill himself in his cell, but wound up being on suicide watch. And also Bradley hated what he did to his family, so he changed his name by Depot to Tommy Harcourt and tried to find his mum and dad and after 13 months of looking, he eventually found them. And at that time, it was just his dad and his sister who lived together. At first, they didn't believe him, but they started to believe him when he knew only things that Tommy would know. And then he said, well, I am his reincarnation. I am Bradley, but I was Tommy Harcourt, and Bradley lived happily ever after with both families, and Katie felt good that she helped another family find some reincarnated soul, and she is happy. Well, I think everybody wants to find a reincarnated soul. Particularly if you can find it on the internet, all you got to do is just browse the internet, or even, find some psychic that can tell you those powers. Okay.